Alright guys, so welcome back to Beyond the Crew Live. Now, as I promised you, this is a special edition. Me with Cyrus. Hi Cyrus, welcome aboard. So he is A380 captain for Emirates and also the type rating examiner. So Cyrus, we are really glad to have you here. And you're a big jumbo jets pilot in command, so a lot of things to share. So all the viewers here, they're really excited about the A380. Now it's the largest jet in the world, right?
Yes,
Wow.
today, yeah.
So who are you actually until you can come to become a captain in A380? What is your aviation career and how does everything started?
Okay, started at 17, high school, India.
Oh, in India?
India,
Okay.
got my private license during the weekends and holidays. And once I finished with my private there, flying Cessna 152s, Piper PA 150 tail draggers,
Okay.
I came to Van Nuys here.
Oh, wow. For the FAA?
FAA for my commercial,
Okay.
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
30 years ago. And I flew at this very airport and did my commercial, my instrument, etc. Went back to India and started flying for the airlines at 21.
Oh, wow. So you young pilots come to the airline.
Right time. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. So wait a second. You got your private pilot in India, and then why did you come to States? And
Just
get
to
FAA?
finish it faster. That's
Oh,
all.
okay.
It was much longer there. It was about 4 months here. So
4 months. You get your commercial, but you're already private pilot that time.
Yes. But in those days, you had to have 250 hours to get a commercial.
The Part 60, 150
Yes,
hours.
yes,
isn't it?
yeah, about 250 hours,
Which
yeah.
part of United States that time?
Van Nuys, this very airport we're sitting in right now.
Wow. Okay, so Van Nuys is also my aviation career, born here. So you stay for 4 months here and back to India that
Yes.
time.
Converted my license to my Indian commercial and started flying on the turboprops.
Turboprops. Oh, you start your career in the turboprops.
Yes, for 4 years.
What airplane is that?
HS 748, the Avro.
Hawker Siddeley?
748, yes.
Okay.
The newer version of that is the ATP, the advanced turboprop, which was the old one. So yeah, first officer there for 4 years before I joined Jet Airways in India
Oh, nice.
as the 737 first officer. 1 year as a first officer, and then I became a captain on the 737. I flew there for 5 years, became a check airman on the 737, and left for Emirates. And been there for 21 years now.
So how long you have been flying for Emirates now?
21 years.
21 years.
Yeah.
And you moved to Dubai.
Yes.
But wait a second, a lot of people, they just become a pilot, but you, it's so smooth. And then you become a pilot in Jet Airways and you become examiner, check airman there. How did you study and then you become all qualified on that things?
Just my good looks got me through. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's always good, like I said earlier, to get into a job, take what you can get, put your foot in. Timing is everything. And funnily, a lot of things just work out. You get there and expect, especially in an expanding airline.
Okay.
When you have an expanding airline which is buying a lot of aeroplanes and new routes and stuff, your promotions come faster.
So this is one of the secret then. First is the timing like you said, but when we want to choose the airline, choose the expanding airline.
Always.
Buy the fleets then.
Yeah, they're getting more aircraft, see what the order books are, see what the potential is, the financial background. Because you don't want to join an airline that is already finished. They've got the aeroplanes, there's no more expansion, because then you will stagnate.
Okay.
There's going to be no movement.
Okay,
You're going to be sitting in the right seat for years and years. But when the aircraft has got their progression, they've got 200 aircrafts coming in,
Yeah.
you will progress as long as you put in your work.
Is there any matters if you join the airline, you fly the small propeller airplane
You've
first?
got to do it that way. That's the fun. That's the way you're going to learn.
Okay.
Going straight to the top and sitting down there is going to be a wasted career, trust me. Yeah, because then when you have to fly a smaller aircraft, you won't like it. But here you're ticking all the boxes as you're going up, and you reach somewhere,
Okay.
and you worked for it. It's a good, satisfying feeling.
So a lot of people now cannot find a job, and so some small regional or small airlines company offer them a job like a cargo or a propeller. So should they take that first?
Grab it with both hands. Never say, for your first job, for the first foot in the door, take anything that comes.
Take anything.
Just take anything that comes, because once you get your foot in the door, more doors open up. Don't wait, don't be picky, because sometimes you'll be landing waiting for a long time.
There you go. That's the important secret. Grab everything. So you joined the Jet Airways and you become type rating examiner or check airman.
Yes, check
first.
airman there, yeah.
So do you have a plan for that before or?
No, I joined there, like I said, as a first officer. I came off a turboprop, so I had some time. I had an ATP already. I flew for just over 1 year as a first officer. I got 1,000 hours on the 737, and then I went and got my command in Jet Airways.
Yeah.
Became a check airman, and
And they promote you, or
yeah, they did.
because they evaluate you're qualified. Or
You have yes, you have to. It's always the case in every airline. You have to perform to a minimum standard
Okay.
for them to consider you to become a captain or to becoming a training captain, to just keep progressing. Yes, you have to do a lot of work for that.
And you study every day for that time.
A lot, not every day, but yes, you do put in a lot of effort. The initial effort is a lot.
Initial effort.
Initial effort, yeah.
Okay, then you move to Emirates.
Yes.
And what's the first plane you fly for Emirates?
Okay, so when I joined Emirates, I had to give up my command, and because Emirates would not take a captain directly, you had to join as a first officer.
Oh, so you're captain for 737, and then you join as the first officer again.
Yes, on the 777.
777. Okay.
Yes, but again, it was when I joined Emirates, there was no great expansion plan. There was talk about it, but there were no plans. And when I joined them, they told me it'll be 7 years before you'd become a captain. I said, all right. I was only 30 years old, so I said, fair enough, I can wait. 6 months after I joined the company, the government of Dubai ordered 100 aeroplanes.
Wow.
So there you go, right
It's like a
timing.
windfall, right?
Yeah, it was the right timing. So in exactly 2 years of joining Emirates as a first officer, I became a captain on the 777.
Okay.
So I flew the 777 for 5 years. I was check airman on the 777.
You become check airman again?
Yes, check airman on the 777. And then there was a requirement after that for some Airbus captains. So I had flown the 73 for 5 years. I had flown the 777 for 5 years. So I said, why not fly the Airbus? And that time there was no 380. The 380 wasn't even designed. So they had the 330 and the 340. So I said, listen, I want to move. And they gave me the chance to move. And I moved as a instructor examiner onto the 330 as well. So I flew that for 4 years, and in that time, Emirates ordered 90-something 380s. So because we were the senior most pilots, the senior most instructors and examiners, we became the first batch to go on the 380.
Why you change your mind from Boeing to Airbus?
Change is good.
Change
Change
is
is always good, otherwise you stagnate.
Oh, okay.
And if the airline needed pilots on another fleet and they were asking pilots to volunteer and move, why not? More type ratings, more experience under your belt.
So if you have to choose now, Boeing or Airbus, in terms of system, comfortable, and why?
It's difficult, it's like if you have 2 children, which is your favorite? it's not that easy, but I do prefer the Airbus.
Why? Now a lot of people, when I'm asking them, they want Airbus. I don't have any.
Well, let's be honest, I've flown both the types of aircraft, so I can make a reasonable judgment on it. Personally, I prefer it. I prefer the side stick concept of flying.
Okay.
I think the avionics and stuff is far more advanced than the Boeing is. It's a leap year ahead of the Boeing. Boeing is still very, very old in many ways as far as technology is concerned. I'm just more comfortable with the Airbus.
The Airbus.
So give me a choice, I will always choose Airbus over a Boeing.
And now you become A380. What makes that different? The jumbo jet 380 in terms of flying technique, the concept?
The flying technique is not, in fact, the most challenging thing on the 380 is taxiing it on the ground.
Taxiing on the ground.
It's so big, you don't want to hit anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's big. And otherwise, all Airbus fly-by-wire aircrafts fly pretty much the same. They fly pretty much the same. But here you just got to appreciate the size and the momentum of the aeroplane.
And the problem is you load the 500 people on board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how about the mentality when you fly into the bad weather and you know a lot of lives depend on you?
My life is the most important.
Okay.
So if I survive, everybody else survives. Yeah. So we always think of yourself first.
When you fly A380, do you have any near-death experience?
No.
How about before?
No. We fly in the airlines. We fly very safe. We fly. Safety comes first before everything else.
Before everything else.
Nothing. Not commercial. Not personal needs. Not any airline needs. Safety.
But you said to me earlier that when you want to learn the A380, there's 17,000 pages of manual. 17,000.
Well, there's no manuals. It's all electronic now.
Electronic PDF manual.
Yeah, so it's all electronic. And
do we have to read all of 17,000?
at some point you would have.
And you did read it all?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
At some point, it's a big aeroplane. It's something that has never been built before. It's not a derivative of any other old aeroplane, you know. Airbus made the 350. The 350 came off a 330, 340. The 787 came out of a 767, 737, 777. So they were all similar. When the 380 came, nothing in the world was conceived like this. Two double deckers, 575,000 kgs. So it was very, very different. So it's very technically advanced. So yeah, you better put your heads into the books to know what's happening. Yeah.
What is your father's route flying A380?
Well, LA would be one of them, but I think Auckland to Dubai. Auckland to
How many
Dubai.
hours?
That's 17 hours.
17 hours. It's
Yeah.
straight, right?
Yeah.
And how many captains on board of that?
Well, there are 4 pilots, 2 sets.
2 sets.
We always do 2 sets on the long haul flights. 2 captains, 2 first officers, and yeah, it's needed. Yeah.
Wow. And sometimes you bring the student for line check or something?
They use them for line checks, yes. They never use for the ultra long haul flights, but line checks, etc., are all done on the other flights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I meet this guy, he's doing ATP FAA on the Citation 5, and the plane that I fly. So why you want to get your ATP FAA? I think this is not the first ATP, of course, right?
No, I've had a few.
A few ATP. Yeah, but why you want to decide this time, 2019, you take the ATP and then fly the Citation 5?
Midlife crisis. No, one day, like I said, I got bored and I said, okay.
You feel bored as well, huh?
Yeah, I said, let me get back into the books, let me get back to the basics. And it's difficult to do it if there's no target. I could open a book and read it. In 1 hour, put it away. You know, I want to go back to the basic aerodynamics and read about stuff. So the best thing to do is set a target for myself. Let me get a license. I'm forced to read and study and go back into it. It's very easy to forget, especially what you did 30 years ago.
That's normal.
Yeah, I mean, that's just normal, you know, you forget stuff.
Okay.
So I said, let me do it. And so 2 years ago, I did my ground school and stuff. And then I said, yeah, I'll come back to the same school I started flying, the same airport I started flying in. Circle of life, you know, I started here and 30 years later, I'm back here doing
That's why in your Instagram, I saw that where everything began.
Yeah. So it was nice. I had a great 1 week here. It's been done.
And you just passed ATP check right on the Citation 5. Congratulations first. Oh, amazing. So, is there any major difference to fly A380 and Citation?
I prayed a lot when I went to Citation.
I pray a lot.
Very small. Yeah, but it was fun. It was good fun. Very basic jet, getting sorted out. So it was nice. I'm glad I did it. Yeah, it was a good setup and it was good fun. Yeah.
You fly 4 engines, now you fly 2 engines. How about in terms of flying technique? You feel the difference in that?
Of course.
And
Very
that
different.
plane is so heavy.
But you don't feel it because that's fly-by-wire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't feel anything while flying that aircraft. But this one, you feel everything.
Feel everything. There's
Everything.
no hydraulic in the flight control.
No, nothing.
Fly by muscle, right?
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So for the new pilot, they want to build a career. What is your best suggestion for them? Sometimes they aim for Middle East airlines, especially like Emirates, Qatar. So is that easy to join Middle East airline?
It's not difficult as long as you meet their requirements. They don't take any ab initio pilots or cadets unless they are from that particular country. They own national pilots. At least in Dubai they don't. I don't know about the other countries in the Middle East, but it's normally good, like I said, get your foot into a door, build up your time, look at what the requirements are, work towards the requirements for what the other airlines have, and then work hard towards it, you know, and the possibility is endless. The world needs experienced pilots. Everybody wants the pilots.
So a lot of people now in Asia, especially my country, Indonesia, they cannot find any job. So do you think they should wait and keep study and aim for?
Yeah, like I said, get a job, travel anywhere you have to. If somebody gives you a job any part of the world, whatever it is, whatever aircraft, don't be spoiled. Small piston engine, turboprop, anything, fly, build up your time.
Become flight instructor is one of
options, of course. Anywhere you can build up your flying. If they can pay you for doing it, great.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. But just do anything to build up your time and put your foot into a door anywhere you want.
So is that attractive to become a pilot in the Middle East? What is the salary that they can get?
Oh, it just depends, you know.
Like
yes,
average thing?
I don't know what the average is. I've been there too long to figure out. But yes, they are very well-paying jobs. Don't forget the big attraction of the Middle East, apart from expanding airlines, brand new equipment that you're going to be flying there. It's also a tax-free regime. So that makes it very attractive.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes it very, very attractive. So, yeah.
Do you think the aviation industry in the world is getting more attractive? And
there are jobs everywhere.
job everywhere.
Yeah, jobs available everywhere, mostly for the experienced pilots.
But how about the ab initio?
It's difficult. It's better to get into for an ab initio to get into an airline in your own country first, maybe a low cost or something like a cargo operator or flying schools. Build up your time there before
Until
you move.
what hours do you think?
I think they all want at least an ATP level,
ATP.
at least with some amount of jet experience, 1,000, 1,500 hours. Everybody's got a different requirement.
So fly for citation, get a citation jet type is one of the choice?
Yeah, but any aircraft with a jet engine will be a choice, yeah.
Okay, so that's a good option for you guys. So you want to become an A380 captain, you have to start from scratch, of course. So what is your next plan for your aviation career?
Ask me in a few years, maybe another ATP somewhere.
Another ATP? Why don't you become a flight instructor in the FAA? Or...
No, I'm happy for now with my airline job. Let's see. I haven't got any plans for the future, so far so good. Yeah.
And you plan for retire soon?
No.
No.
I'm not that old, so yeah. I still have some time left, yeah. So yeah, I'm enjoying the job, so yeah.
So Emirates is good enough for you now?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's been good for 21 years.
21 years, man. 21
so,
years.
Yeah, it's good, yeah.
So for people who join the airline and now they want to fly Airbus and maybe they have a dream to become like you, to become type rating examiner, what is the best planning, the best preparation?
Like I said, just get a job, and you got to get a job first and start flying somewhere.
Yeah, let's say they already fly and then...
Yeah, then when they meet, every airline has got what their requirement to join on their websites. Look at that, see what the target is. That's the minimum entry level. So make sure you satisfy that. And most airlines give you one chance only. Most airlines.
Oh, one chance only.
So get in. Otherwise, it's a long waiting period before they reevaluate you. So make sure you do it correctly. Make sure you do it well, and the sky is the limit. Then,
before you fail for the interview, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be unsuccessful. We don't like to use the word fail. Unsuccessful attempt. You don't want to make an unsuccessful attempt on something. So don't give it a 50% shot. Give it a 150% shot. Prepare yourself. Get yours. Don't be impatient. Everything comes to you. It takes time. It's not an industry where everything happens overnight. Especially for pilots. It takes your time. Tick the boxes slowly. It all works out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So be patient and keep studying and prepare for that.
Yeah.
Because if he can become A380 pilot, so maybe you can as well.
Anybody can trust him.
Anybody can.
Yeah.
So Cyrus, thank you very much for
my pleasure.
talking with me.
Thank you.
So hopefully, guys, you can get more inspiration how to become a successful aviator in this competition, tight competition. you can
Yeah,
say.
very tight.
So subscribe and then follow his Instagram. This is his Instagram, and enjoy. Keep studying. Thank you very much for watching us.